You're 45, 50, 55, 60 years old, and all you have is $100 a month. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to invest $100 a month and make sure that $100 a month works well for you. And if you invest it right, it'll be a nice little retirement chunk of change for you when you get of age. Stay tuned to the video, lock in, let's get it. Now understand, $100 a month is not a lot of money, but it is something. It's better than zero. And if you invest it right, you can get over $100,000, $200,000. Or if you invest for a long time, we're talking $300,000. It's all about how long you invest that $100 a month. If you invest it right, you stay disciplined, and you consistently invest your money, you'll be well off. Now, obviously, you can't pull off. You cannot stop investing. You got to be disciplined, right? So the first thing you need to do is to make sure that your bills are paid and that $100 a month is always going to come out and you're not going to miss it. You need to make sure that the $100 a month that you're going to invest, that you're not even going to pay attention to it. It's going to go away and you're not even going to notice it for the next 25, 30 years. Now, once you do that, I need you to open up a brokerage account. You should probably already have one. If you look at this videos, you know I always tell you open up a brokerage account, a Roth IRA for retirement, for tax purposes. If you already have a Roth IRA, then open up a regular brokerage account or a regular IRA, right? Put in $100 a month in there, right? Consistently, have it reoccurring. Have the account automatically take out the $100. And when you put the $100 into your account, the first thing you're going to do, or one of the first ETFs you're going to buy, you're going to buy an ETF that mimics or has the same type of portfolio makeup as the S&P 500. It's the 500 greatest companies, Standard & Poor's 500 greatest companies. You want to make sure you invest in that. There's a lot of ETFs, index funds, mutual funds that mimic and that copy the S&P 500. You can use Google for that. I recommend VOO. That's the one I purchased, or VTI, which is the total stock market. It has all the stocks in there, but I recommend the VOO. If you want to go for growth stocks, then you want to maybe buy some growth ETFs like QQQ or the Vanguard growth ETFs that have a lot of tech stocks. But for starters, make sure you try to buy ETF that has the same similar makeup as the S&P 500, like VOO. That's a very good ETF. So I would split that $100 into a third. Basically, I would put $33 into the S&P 500 ETF. And then I would try to find a stock that, or an ETF that pays back dividends. Sort of like the SCHD, the Schwab dividend account or Schwab dividend ETF. I would try to buy that, and that's about $30 per share, or $31 per share. So I put $30 into my VOO S&P 500 index, and then another $30 into my dividend ETF. Now, if you don't want to buy ETF for dividends, you can also buy individual stocks like Microsoft that pay a dividend. You can buy Nike, you can buy Merck, you can buy Apple, Walmart, any type of individual stock that buy or pay you a dividend. You can buy that type of individual stocks. So starter, VOO, $33 into that, then another $33 into an individual stock or to a ETF that pays dividends. For the last $33, I would try to buy something like a growth stock, an individual stock that's going to be growthy, something that's going to be like make a lot of money in the future, like a Meta, Nvidia, maybe Palantir, maybe SoFi, AMD, some of those growthier stocks that's going to make money in the future for you. So you can have individual stocks. If you know a company like Kava or Dutch Bros that you're interested in and that you think is going to grow for long term, you can also do that. Now, for me, if I was recommending a stock, if I was somebody's financial advisor, which I'm not, I would put that $33 into Rivian. I think Rivian, for the long term, is going to be a great stock. And my goal, and your goal if you do buy Rivian, is to have 200 to 300 stocks, 500 stocks of Rivian, and just let it sit and let it grow, because right now it's only $17. So for the $100, I would split it up into thirds. $33 into an ETF that mimics the S&P 500. Another $33 that pays or that buys individual or ETFs that pay dividends. And then the last $33, I will put into an individual growth stock that's going to be growthy for the long term, that's going to make a lot of money for you in the long term, maybe 15 to 20% per year. Those type stocks, if you do that for a long term, your average return for your overall portfolio will be between 10 to 15%. Because remember, the S&P 500 usually usually give you back 8, 10, 12% a year. 8 being the lowest, 12 being the highest. And recently it's been giving back 10 to 12, 13% per year. So you figure you want to take the median, I would say about 10% a year. You put in $33 of that every single month, you're going to get 10% a year back on that. And if you put into $100 Roth IRA account for 20, 25 years and consistently put it in, now we're not even talking about the dividends that are going to pay you back, but conservative ETFs, conservative stocks with a conservative return of value, we're looking at maybe over 25 years, you're looking over $220,000. Now, if you put in for 30 years, you're looking at closer to $300,000. So the goal is to make sure you put into that your ETF every single month for 25 to 30 years, $100 a month. That's all you have. If you have more in the future, like you get a raise or you cut back on something or you make more money or you want to put more money in there, then you should do that. But if you only have $100 per month for 25 to 30 years, I would say 30 years, especially if you're 40, leaving it for 30 years, you're looking at over $300,000. Now, if you're of age and you're 50, I recommend doubling that because you don't have time, right? You don't have time. So for 40-year-olds, 30-year-olds, something like that, they have more time to put into the ETFs, enough time to put money into their stocks. But if you're a little older, like 50, 55, even 45, you want to put in double. So put in $200 a month. But again, this video is for the $100 a month. That's all you have because I understand things are expensive, cost of living, housing, childcare, your spouse. Maybe you want to save for retirement, not retirement, but emergency funds, just in case you get fired. I totally understand that. But you got to invest right now. You have to put in $100 a month. You got to put in something. And if you do that for 25 to 30 years, you will be good. You have a nice little nest egg. You may have like $300,000 after all the dividends pay you back. You take that $300,000 along with maybe a Social Security, or maybe a rental that you have, or maybe a house you own. You can sell that. You'll be good. But you need another nest egg. You need something. And $100 a month can get you that nest egg. In the meantime, stay focused on your money. Like the video, comment on the video, and subscribe to the channel if you want to know more about financial education for 9 to 5 brothers, for men over 40, normal average men that invest little by little to gain more money over time. Stay focused. Keep your Econ 100. You already know.